discriminate. It's how you... If they can get any type of consistency, they'll find themselves right in the thick of things.
I'm going to ask you this about both pitchers because, again, this could be 2-1 tonight. We'll see, but two real aces on the mound. If you're the Rangers, how are you attacking Framber Valdez?
I've got to make him get the ball up in the zone, and I will sit there and take until he gets it to waist level.
And that first one is a changeup for a strike to Sam Haggerty. 31-year-old outfielder, former 24th round pick 10 years ago. On 0-1, it's a ground ball to shortstop. Mauricio Dubon, a high throw, and a cartwheel safely. Handspring, somersault, cartwheel. It was gymnastic, and he got there under the tag from Walker.
Yeah, almost looked like he touches the base as he rolls over it. And take a look at this. He tries to avoid the tag. No, he touches it with his hand. That was really athletic by Haggerty, just trying to evade the tag.
Wow, and then have the presence of mind to basically stomp the bag with his hand and then go into a full barrel roll. So it's an E6 on Dubon to start the game. This will be intriguing because the Rangers are 5th in smallest ground ball rate in all of Major League Baseball. This is a team that can elevate the ball across the lineup against one of the best ground ball pitchers in America. Corey Seager, left on left, and the first pitch is a breaking ball, ball one. A 5-time All-Star, Corey Seager, whose brother Kyle was actually Framber Valdez's first career strikeout back in 2018 in a game against the Mariners. That is a little bit up. 2 balls, no strikes. Phil Cuzzy did not like it, so 2-0 on Seager. Yeah, 61%, third in Major League Baseball in ground ball rate. On 2-0, Seager in the air, left field. Altuve on the move, and he makes the catch for out number 1. So if you're ahead 2-0, what do you try to wipe out of your mind, and how are you attacking there if you're Corey Seager?
You're trying to get the ball up in the zone. That one, he got it up, but it was a sinker that just had great movement, ran in on Corey's hand. So you've got to push Framber away from you, especially if you're a left-handed hitter, that sinker coming in.
1 on, 1 out, and a snap throw to first is wide. Haggerty darts back. Sam Haggerty is 8 for 10 in stolen bases this year. So the threat is real for a Rangers team that's 4th in baseball in total steals with 88 of them. That ball into right field is a knock for Simeon. Haggerty for third. And the Rangers have 2 on with just 1 out here in the first inning.
Simeon gets a sinker right there. Again, he stays inside the ball, shoots it to right field. You see how that ball runs away. He goes with it. Haggerty, never a doubt. He's got third base on his mind from the get-go.
It is amazing that a hitter off that slow motion we saw can track the movement of that ball, which looked like it was coming in toward him for a moment and then leaked away. Ball 1 to Adolis Garcia. free-swinging former All-Star in his own right, Garcia, who's hitting fewer ground balls this year than he ever has in his major league career. That's a called strike.
Let's see, that's that pitch right there to the right-hander, the sinker. You almost throw it at the right-hander's hip. You freeze a little bit, and then it works its way over the inner half of the plate.
Well, inside-out fist foul, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Garcia came into the series with 11 home runs, trying to get that power back, and Lance McCullers early in this ball game saw it on full display.
Yeah, he went to dead center. It was an absolute blast. Garcia, back-to-back home runs. Only the second time all year, and you have to go back to the early part of the year for the last time he did it.
I mean, we've seen the massive power in that bat over the years. Semien on the run, and it hits him. So it's a hit by pitch. Semien was going to steal second. Instead, the bases are loaded with just 1 out. On 1 ball and 2 strikes, Valdez hits Garcia.
It's a curveball, and it gets the front foot, which is really odd. Usually it's the back foot, especially to a right-handed hitter from a left-handed pitcher, but Valdez just choked that off.
How many times in your career did you get hit in your front foot by a curveball?
I mean, I can't even remember. Look, you're asking me a question. I couldn't even tell you how many times I got hit. I can't even remember when I remember I got hit one time in the face. That was Felix Rodriguez. But when you're asking front foot, that's a stumper right there.
Of course you'll remember that one. But 31 hit by pitches in Eric Karros' career. 31.
Yeah, but you got tricky on me. You asked me about front foot. That's a stumper.
We'll make him easier as the game goes on. Here's Wyatt Langford, who had 4 hits yesterday. And the first pitch bounces away. Haggerty sprinting home, and he scores. 1-0 Texas, just like that. What a read by Haggerty on a ball that did not get all that far away from Yainer Diaz.
So he just went curveball, and he hits Garcia. Then he comes back with a changeup, and that thing bounces well in front of the plate. Haggerty does a great job, but 2 off-speed pitches don't even make it to home plate. He's found himself in a lot of trouble.
He gave up the hit to Semien on one of those sinkers, and he shied away from it since, as there's a curveball dropped in for a strike to Langford. 23-year-old Wyatt Langford with the infield in, checks his swing, and he went around. Phil Cuzzi rings him up on a nasty curveball.
So that was similar to the curveball he threw to Garcia. Maybe got another foot on it, but again, a pitch that can't do anything as a hitter. That ball bounces, and Langford can't hold up.
Chopper foul at first base. Still 1-2, but as you mentioned off the top of the show, the Astros are used to winning Framber Valdez starts, and the offense has been somewhat challenged recently. They got swept by the Guardians here, and then Texas with a win in Game 1 yesterday. That's a swing and a miss, and that is a dazzling sinker for strikeout number 1 for Framber Valdez tonight.
Not much Langford can do in that situation. Valdez just pinpoints this pitch. It's that sinker, and it starts in off the plate, pulls the trigger, and just can't get his hands through.
So with 2 out, it's up to Jonah Heim. And he takes inside ball 1. I mean, you see the intricate movement of that sinker that has served Framber Valdez so well with the Astros. Back to the breaking ball, 2-0.
Kind of an early theme so far with the right-handed hitters outside of that pitch, the sinker to Semien, that ran away from him, and he shot for a base hit to right field. Valdez has been going hard inside, whether it's the sinker, whether it's the curveball.
Right back in there, off the glove of Diaz. 3 balls, no strikes on Heim. Second and third. 2 out. 3-0 count. If you get a sinker you like, how you feel about it?
I got to really like it.
Really?
I mean, the only reason is there's so much movement. We saw Seager earlier. He was a 2-0 count, granted from the left side, and he thought he saw a pitch that he could drive, and it was in on the hands. With as erratic as Valdez has been so far, I think I got to make him throw a strike here.
And he did. It was up in the zone, 3-1. Well, they've got him to 20 pitches, however this inning ends. Foul of third, 3-2. And while the Astros do have the third best bullpen ERA in Major League Baseball, they wouldn't like to dip into it all that early tonight. 20 pitches for Framber Valdez. Simeon at third, Garcia at second. Called strike 3. He dotted him on the inside corner, and Valdez escapes a treacherous first inning with just 1 run. For it against the 37-year-old, the rebirth of Jacob deGrom, certainly in the Cy Young hunt in the American League.
Yeah, you look at that batting average against 195. Basically a 2-pitch guy. Will mix in the changeup once in a while, but look for the 4-seamer and slider. And in his last start against these Houston Astros, he threw the slider 50% of the time, 4-seamer 40%.
Can the Astros bring Jacob deGrom to them? He works the outer half of the plate so well, and he's got 2 strikes past Paredes already.
Well, you also couple it with the fact that the Astros are a very free-swinging bunch. Outside of this man here at the plate, they're up there swinging.
On 0-2. It's outside of fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. They're third worst in chase rate in all of Major League Baseball. So strikeouts, but also light contact out of the strike zone comes with that. 1-2. There's that tight slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. deGrom, a 2-time Cy Young winner. On 2-2. That is straight up in the air. DeGrom will bail. It is the first baseman, Ezekiel Duran, to make the catch for out number 1. Haggerty in left, Langford in center. First pitch, ground ball to shortstop. Seager takes care of Smith, 2 down. And, you know, if there's a first pitch fastball you like with DeGrom, you don't mind a swing, right?
You got to like it. You got to take it. It's got to be a pitch that really is coming straight down the middle for me, right? Or a fastball. If something's running away from me, I got to take that pitch. But again, you don't want him to pick you apart.
No, that was a first pitch slider, and that's not your
That's
ideal.
not my ideal first pitch.
There is Jose Altuve, who has as many homers against the Texas Rangers as he does years on Earth. 35.
Wow. Just think if he was 90 years old.
The Rangers would pay to get him out of the division. Altuve high in the air again, deep in the left, and he's done it one more time. He doesn't turn 36 until next May the 6th.
Yeah, throw that stat out the window. He's in a 1-0 count. He gets his second four-seam fastball. 99 miles an hour. That thing came off the bat at 107.
That scissor kick of doom that the Rangers and their fans have seen so many times over the years.
The scissor kick of doom. I love that. I don't expect to see that in a baseball game, though, right?
No. But, I mean, you talk about iconic swings in Major League Baseball.
Absolutely. Yep. You see that swing, it can be shadowed, and you'll know exactly who that is.
It's a beautiful right-handed swing.
And it's tailor-made to this ballpark.
Great point. Cue shot foul, 2-2 on Christian Walker. Who, speaking of tailor-made to a ballpark, Dodger Stadium.
Oh, boy. Time. You know what the crazy thing is as well as he plays in L.A., you also have to think about the pitching he's usually facing.
Right.
You add those two together, and it makes zero sense, except he dominates there at Dodger Stadium.
Every series he's there. 2-2, swing and a miss. Fastball tailing away. DeGrom a strikeout, but Jose Altuve. Baldwin, but Derek Jeter, the MVP, 3 for 3 in a 6-3 American League win. All-Star game coming up only on Fox from Atlanta. And Ken Rosenthal with some breaking news just moments ago about the starters in that game for the American League and the National League. Ground ball to third. Isaac Paredes handles out number 1. Higashioka grounds out. You excited to see who the starters are going to be?
Are you going to tell me, or are you teasing?
I'm just going to tease you for as long as I possibly can.
Oh,
here they are.
All right.
Paul Skeens, Tarek Skubal on the mound in Atlanta.
I would not want to be one of the first 3 hitters on either ball club.
Hey, you can, Booney.
You're right.
Hit me 6.
I'm okay. I only need 1 at-bat today.
You know, they could have matched up about a month ago in Detroit, Skubal and Skeens. There was a rainout, and they both pitched in a doubleheader. But they didn't pitch against one another. A.J. Hinch and Donnie Kelly ruined everyone's hopes and dreams by throwing Skubal in Game 1 and Skeens in Game 2.
Was that in Detroit?
It was.
Was that a split doubleheader? Like, did the
sort
fans
of a
have
modified
to empty?
split? Yeah.
I was going to say. I mean, you get a ticket for that day. Holy cow!
No, that would have been the greatest value in baseball history. But 2 guys that are just pure dominance, and I would say pure power, but power is only a piece of each of their games.
So they both, yeah, for sure. They both combine the physical ability with the mental aptitude, and that's why you have dominance. Skubal, though, got hit around a little bit the other day.
He did yesterday.
Seattle came a-calling. And
Julio Rodriguez hit a homer. 2-2. That is tipped foul. It's a curveball. Valdez hunting a strikeout from Smith.
You know what's crazy? And back, 30 years ago, if you looked at Skeens' 1-loss record, you'd say, "Oh, this guy can't be an all-star," right?
He can't control the Pirates' offense.
It's just funny how, the game has evolved. And
we just know so much more specifically about each guy. Like, we know who the great base runners are.
Right.
We know who's good coming into their right in center field now, where before, when you were playing, they'd give you a gold glove for hitting 30 homers.
There was a first baseman that won a gold glove playing about 30 games at first base in the American League one year.
2-2 is popped up back of shortstop. It'll be into center field, and a breakneck run in by Trammell to skid into the catch. Oh, what a grab for out number 2.
I almost feel like where that ball was caught, he was the third option. Should have probably been shortstop, left field, then the center fielder. Although Jose Altuve was playing deep in left field. But he liked it. He had his sights set on that from the get-go.
That ball hung up for just long enough, but Trammell not only collected the ball, kept it in his glove, but he flipped it to himself on the back end here. What a catch.
Had it in.
Well-traveled outfielder Taylor Trammell. And the Astros have done it with a lot of guys who don't have a lot of lead roles on their IMDb page, right? It's best supporting actor in a lot of ways for these Astros when the position players all have gone down seemingly all at once. But they have done a marvelous job of finding guys who can help them stay steady as Valdez drops in Uncle Charlie for a 1-2-3 second inning. a very rare run against DeGrom, who coming into play today, there's a high fly ball into right field, and Adolis Garcia is underneath out number 1. He would have the second best ERA for the Rangers ever before the All-Star break to Rick Honeycutt's very charmed 1983 season, DeGrom. But this is exactly what they wanted. It's a little bit later than they expected with the Tommy John surgery, but exactly why they went and got him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously pitching like an ace, and you couple him with Eovaldi, and that 1-2 combination, you get to the postseason, you don't want to see either one of these guys. And they're the type that could ride you to a World Series.
I mean, you look at the wild card right now. The Rangers are 3 out of Seattle. 3 back. That's extremely playable. And it's why the trade deadline is so muddy right now, because who really is selling? We won't know for a couple weeks. You get hot,
right?
Like the Red Sox have, right? The Red Sox have won 9 in a row.
But what happens if nobody separates? Everybody just kind of stays in this muddle here.
Yeah, like 3 teams trade all their guys, I guess. Into right, Garcia makes the catch. And 2 away. And part of the reason the Rangers are in this thing is Jacob DeGrom, who has been DeGrominant.
That not only is the physical ability there, but you couple that with, again, the ability to pitch and how he's had to utilize pitching more rather than just overpowering. He may be better now.
Feels a little bit like Justin Verlander's rebirth here in Houston.
That's a great call. I mean, it really is.
And it's also, Verlander, you start thinking about what he was to the Astros. One ad can take you a long way in the postseason. We know that. And so it's not 3 deals necessarily. It's can you land the big fish as Trammell shoots that through the right side. Base hit for Taylor Trammell, who's had a very nice night so far.
Four-seam fastball, 98 miles an hour. So the 2 hits so far this evening given up by DeGrom have been on the four-seamer. Altuve got a hold of that, hitting it into the seats, and Trammell right there in the right field.
He's at first. Here is Mauricio Dubon, the former San Francisco Giant, taking ball 1. Think about how they got Mauricio Dubon. It was May of 22. He came over from San Francisco. Oh, check swing foul. That fastball, by the way, you're talking about to Trammell was more elevated. The one to Altuve looked like a missed down.
Yeah, the one to Altuve, he completely missed his spot. Take a look at the Astros, how they fare against the fastball. DeGrom, how good he is with the fastball. Something has to give this evening, and early on, the Astros have got the better part.
So how much do we see that slider peak in the second time through, third time through?
So I think that, the Trammell fastball, he hits into right for a single. The one to Altuve, he completely missed his spot. So you don't trash the fastball. It was a missed location. He wanted to go away, ended up down and in. Ended up and over.
That fastball leaks outside. 3-1 for Dubon. Maddox, the pitching coach, venerable pitching coach for the Rangers. 3-1. That is a strike. Just nicked the corner. 3-2.
Well, and you see what he went with there, the slider. The fastball, he hasn't controlled it like he would have liked so far early on. You almost have to feel right now he's going to go with that slider away again.
If you're Dubon, this whole sequence has been outside. Do you lay your sights there?
100%. I'm looking out over the plate. And I'm looking for something up. I get it with 2 strikes, you're trying to protect, but it's going to be out over the plate. I can't cover the entire plate.
Would you move even a little closer?
No, because if the catcher will recognize that, a smart catcher will. Then I'm going to get a fastball in, and my hands are going to hurt. I'm going to be out.
3-2. That is fouled off. Yeah, just about the same spot up.
Four-seamer, though.
Three and two again. It's outside. Just about everything away, and Dubon waits him out. 2 on, 2 out. And it's very early in his career, but it's safe to say this is the biggest spot Bryce Matthews has been in.
You don't think the adrenaline is going or the heart's pumping? Right now, you're just trying to breathe. You just saw him take a deep breath. But you're trying to slow things down as best you can. Trying to be as relaxed, make that bat feel as light as possible.
Houston kid facing Jacob deGrom, and he took a healthy pass at that fastball. Just a couple years ago, he's at Atascocita High School. He's an Eagle. He's watching the Astros, and now he is in the uniform in a playoff race against Jacob deGrom, who is 14 years his elder. He misses with a slider downstairs. Pretty confident take there, 1-1.
And as a young player, it's easy to get caught up in all the peripherals, and you just try to limit it to, I'm seeing a guy out there, he's a right-handed thrower, he's got a 100-mile-an-hour fastball and a 93-mile-an-hour slider. Make him get the ball up in the zone.
See deGrom hop after that fastball that leaked outside again. It's 2-1.
Yeah, he did the same thing with Dubon as well. He's just having real trouble controlling that fastball on the glove side.
2-1 for Matthews. Swing and a miss. He went right back to the slider. 2-2.
Remember, he went 3-1 slider to Dubon for a strike. And it seems early on that that's the pitch he's had better control of. I mean, you almost got to go back with the slider right now. Not almost. You ought to.
See what he does. 2-2 from deGrom. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fastball tailing away ends the inning.
Please do not get in my way. You cannot drop in my lane. Tires is burning the paint. You don't have nothing to say. This is how legends are made. I know I got what it takes.
Fox. Great week of festivities in Atlanta. These presidents and general managers want to enjoy the All-Star game and see their players, but they're holed up for the draft as well. There's a lot going on in Major League Baseball. That is a fair baseball down the left field line, off the sidewall. Haggerty's on his way to second, and he is there. To lead off double just inside the line, playing dodgeball with Marvin Hudson, the umpire, who's very spry on this Saturday. And Haggerty's been a busy man.
Yeah, how about Haggerty on base twice so far? Marvin making the right call. You see Haggerty from the get-go, he's got second base set on his sights.
Marvin, by the way, fairly local to this side of the All-Star game. He's a Marietta, Georgia native. Okay. Marvin Hudson down that third base line. No umpires were harmed in the filming of this inning. Up and in on Seager, 2-0.
Remember last time Corey was up, he worked himself into a 2-0 count. He went after a sinker that was up, but it ran in on his hand. Flipped it out to Altuve.
Fromber tests the outside corner and misses, 3-0.
Now, you asked earlier, I think it was Jonah Heim was up at the plate, if he might be swinging.
Yeah.
This right here, if he likes it, he's letting this thing fly.
On the ground and foul. It was one of those sinkers, and it was close enough to the hands to jam him a little bit, 3-1. Yeah, the 3-0 cookie doesn't really exist anymore, does it?
Well, the problem is when you're facing a guy like this, the ball's going to be moving all over the place. And like 3-0, I don't know that I'm swinging.
3-1 breaking ball. Now 3-2.
And both of these guys tough to square up as far as driving the ball out of the park. Yes, we saw Altuve hit a home run off DeGrom, but both of these pitchers went the entire month of June without surrendering a home run.
Three and two. Left side, right at third, Isaac Paredes. So one away. We mentioned the All-Star game coming up, and a new wrinkle, and maybe a preview of what's coming in Major League Baseball. Automated balls and strikes powered by T-Mobile's network. We saw it in spring training, rave reviews by the players. Batter, pitcher, and catcher can initiate challenges during the All-Star game this year. First time ever. You have to do it immediately by tapping your head. It's got to be right away. We saw that again in AAA and spring training. 2 challenges, the ground ball to third and Paredes for out number 2. But Major League Baseball got some very good feedback, positive feedback from players in spring training.
I liked it. I don't know. Now, as a fan, I love it. I think it's fun. You can get involved yourself watching a game. You can play all kinds of games with your buddies or friends or whoever you're watching a game with. Is that a strike? Is it not a strike?
Runner goes, and Haggerty, without a throw, steals third.
You saw Diaz just conceded that. Worry about getting Garcia at the plate here.
Yainer Diaz has to now block anything in front of him. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Dubon handles the final out. That is vintage Fromber Valdez. 3 ground balls to the left side. Jacob deGrom, second time through. First one is a little bit low to Isaac Paredes for ball one. He is tied for fourth in Major League Baseball in pulled home runs this year with 19 of them.
Run!
All 19 of his home runs this season have been to the pull side, but that just doesn't begin to say it because all 91 in his career.
That's crazy. When I saw that, I had to get that rechecked. All 91 home runs at the pull side?
This has popped up the opposite way. Foul territory and playable for Jonah Heim. One away. Well, for his career, he's 32% pull air. So, like, a third of the baseballs go to the pull side in the air. The league average, since he's been in the league, hitting 32%, is 16%. He's like double. He is a player for contemporary times.
Oh, contemporary times and a player for this ballpark, right? Here, maybe Fenway.
There's Cam Smith on the ground, right at third. Josh Smith from the line, and the Rangers' Swiss Army knife makes the play on Smith, who has not waited around very much for Jacob deGrom.
No, he's been very aggressive. You know, both pitches, too, he's gone after the slider.
Here is our power player sponsor. Zach Wilson.
Run!
Jose Altuve generates so much power. But that's a Hall of Famer he just passed.
Yeah, right?
Zach Wilson. Lewis Robert Wilson, officially. Zach Wilson, though, played for 4 separate franchises. Jose Altuve is an Astro through and through. And take a look at the home run in the first and the location that deGrom was going for.
Yeah, he was trying to go outside, and you see where the catcher's set up. Look where he misses. I mean, over the inner part of the plate. You notice this at-bat, every pitch so far up to this point has been on the outer part.
As that was. Ball and 2 strikes.
You know, even when you try to go outside, Altuve has been so good over the course of his career of going out and just coming around that bat and putting it in the seats.
How do you get him out, PK?
I keep throwing him out there.
Yeah.
Right, and just expanding his zone. You know, every once in a while I'll come inside, but it's going to be in off the plate. But I'm going to get him out, away, and off the outer part of the plate.
He just throws his bat at this and dumps it into right field. Garcia on a dive, breakdancing into the out. He gets. DeGrom in the fourth, and a 1-1 tie, and Wyatt Langford at the plate. And you asked Bruce Bochy about Langford and what his value can be to this team. You were kind of asking about who can be the guy in the second half to turn the corner for this team, and this is the name he came up with.
Well, and because he can impact the game in so many ways. He can hit for average. He's got the power. He can run the base as well. You know, the only thing that he lacks is experience.
At 23 years old, 2 balls and a strike.
Already 15 home runs. Hit his 15th last night.
Timeout.
It's an absolute rocket in the left field.
Got 4 hits to tie a season high for the Rangers. 2-1, chopped foul, third base side, 2-2 on Wyatt Langford.
Yeah.
I'll have Adolis Garcia's cleats in a wig, please.
Yeah.
Just, you know what he's wearing on his shoes? Put that in hair, and I'll take it. Thanks. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's just an evil curveball from Framber Valdez, and one away here in the fourth. Let's see. How similar the wig and the shoes? Pretty close, right?
I like it. I they probably all came off the same mannequin, right?
I think that's
The
right.
sleeves, the shoes, the hair.
Yeah. We do swatches. One down for Heim.
Good.
And that's a strike. Talking to Joe Espada about Framber Valdez and that curveball, that is when he feels like Framber is at his best, when he's throwing that curveball as a wipeout pitch for swing and miss to end at bats rather than stealing a strike with it.
Well, and that's the thing. If he can get ahead with that sinker, then he has the option to throw that curveball where it looks like a strike, starts as a strike, but ends at a ball. But if he's behind 1-0 and throws that pitch, hitter takes it, it's 2-0, then you got problems.
Look out. That ball was beachward, and it gets a strikeout of Heim. Back-to-back punch-outs of Langford and Heim for the second time today. That's the one right there.
Right, and so the last 2 strikeouts, both swinging, both on the curveball.
Well, there's a reason Joe Espada was wearing his custom Framber Valdez shirt today. Of all the pitchers you played with, who would be most likely to have a shirt with his face on it?
Carlos Perez, without question.
Good one.
Without question.
What a personality he was.
Now, later on, Eric Gagne did. It was just his face, and then right underneath the great reliever,
Oh, is that
said
right?
game over.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
right?
That is an awesome shirt. But Carlos Perez, for folks who don't know, Carlos Perez for a couple years took this league by storm. And he was kind of miscast in the wrong era because after a strikeout, I mean, you played with him.
Oh, yeah, played with him, played against him. But he'd fit in nicely nowadays. But back then, he'd strike you out, and he'd do a pose on the mound after a strike. Like, and it was I don't even know what the pose was. It was like he'd be on his toes, and both arms would go up. Kind of reminded me of like a pterodactyl.
Kind of like Kimbrel before he pitched.
Right, but yeah, but this was like pitch and then get into that pose real quick.
Right. 1-2 is below the zone.
Yeah, it wasn't looked upon fondly if you were on the receiving end as a hitter. Those were different times, though.
And I like seeing personality from guys. Like, I got no problem with that.
It's great if you're a fan. Love it. When you're playing, maybe not so big on it.
You know, Carlos Perez might be a blind spot for some, like, of the younger generation. Yeah. It was only 6 years in Major League Baseball. He was with the Expos at first, was hurt for a whole year, then ended up with the Dodgers for 3 years where you played with him.
Yeah, you want to Google something. Google or look up Carlos Perez versus Gatorade box or Gatorade cooler.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, he took a bat to that at Dodger Stadium. Man, oh man.
We know everything's on YouTube. It's all there. 3-2. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. The crackling curveball all inning from Framber Valdez. It's a first pitch ball from Jacob deGrom, who's allowed just his 12th home run this year, a home run off the bat of Jose Altuve. Boy, that fastball in 98, you mentioned it. Like maybe the velocity's down a tick from when he first came into the league, but it's still the same type of no-nonsense fastball.
Well, it's still got the life, and maybe now, like I said, he may be a better pitcher. Not just going to rely. He's got the power still, but now he sets up hitters a little better. He's working edges.
Let's see how he's maneuvered his way through this lineup tonight.
Well, he's been a lot of glove side, and you can see that's where he's missed a little bit, but that's where, and typically throughout his career, that's where he's found outs, especially against right-handed hitting.
And we talk about his career. He's 37 years old. He's played in upwards of 30 stadiums, but he's never played here in Houston. This is his first start at the Astros somehow, some way. Wave and a miss, strike 3. That slider just slithers away from Walker. Hit up MLBshop.com for the largest and latest selection of jerseys, caps, hoodies, and accessories to keep you in the game all year long. Gear up, game on. MLBshop.com, the official online shop of Major League Baseball. Now, those are it. Those are the jerseys. Those old Astros jerseys that look like they got them off the match game set. Those are great. All you're missing is Gene Rayburn with a wired microphone
Hey, we're killing people at home right now. We
I
dropped a Carlos Perez pitching. We're dropping Gene Rayburn. I mean, these folks have no idea what we're talking about.
Would you say that because of the match game reference, they're giving us blank stares?
I mean, if you dropped Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I think we'd stump a lot of people.
Really?
Right? I do.
People don't remember John Carpenter, the first... 1 ball, 1 strike to Caratini. Fox's version was Greed. Remember Greed?
Now you're stumping me.
Okay, all right. Have we gone
I mean, it's
too
the
far?
second time tonight. You dropped that. When did I get hit with a pitch?
2-1 from DeGrom. You know, we talked about Jacob DeGrom and the journey he's been on. Jack Leiter said the other day about DeGrom, he goes, I think he's an alien with some of the stuff that he does. How he's 37 and still doing what he's doing. I mean, that's a 3-1 breaking ball to your back shoe to Caratini. 3-2.
You know what's amazing about DeGrom is he made his debut at 26 years old.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy when you think of that.
Right side of second, it's Simeon. 2 down. And way back when, 10 years ago, not long after that debut, he's 27 years old. We flash back to the 2015 All-Star. Still playing, and the other is Jason Kipnis. Iglesias was the last one. Stephen Vogt was the strikeout that put him on the map for that strikeout the side.
Struck out the side. Now, it certainly wasn't striking out Ruth, Garrick, and Fox and those guys, right?
Come on,
Al
Voter
Simmons.
might be watching this.
I'm not, you know. They were both left-handed.
Next time you see him, Stephen Vogt's going to do an Eric Harris impression.
I got him in 2 weeks.
Oh, great.
I'll see him in Kansas City.
That's a good guy who's
Great
doing
guy. One of the best
everything
ever,
he
right?
can with that roster for 2 years running now. One and one for Yainer Diaz. DeGrom hasn't allowed a base runner in a couple innings now. He's retired 6 in a row.
Yep.
But you think about how this game can just eat people alive. Right? You show up, you flash onto the scene, you're the meteor across the sky, and then suddenly you disappear. Jacob DeGrom has fought against that in every way. And this rehab is no joke for Tommy John surgery as well. And that's part of what Bruce Bochy's talked about with him is like, he's just glad to feel good, let alone do what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, this game is, you hear so many stories of perseverance, and that's what this game is, because it's a constant kick to the midsection, and you've got to keep getting up. That's why I say it's a great teacher, because it is a microcosm of life.
Tried to jam him. It's a high fly ball, deep left field, and out of here. Yainer Diaz goes deep and gives the Astros the lead. Threw him a changeup, EK.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the third best pitch. Not really sure why you're trying to go with a changeup against a free swinger like Diaz. You just continue to wear him out on the outer part of the plate, tried to get too smart and left that changeup the inner part of the plate. He did not miss.
That is the first home run Jacob DeGrom has allowed on his changeup all year. And it's in part because, as you said, he throws it basically 1 out of every 10 pitches.
That's the thing. He just tried to get cute. You look at this thing, it just leaks arm side.
I don't remember him throwing a right-on-right changeup earlier in this game. If that's the first one he's thrown it tonight, it's
going to be the last one.
Well, it's the 15th right-on-right changeup he's thrown all year.
Right.
But you're exactly
trying to
right.
get tricky.
Yeah.
Right. You're trying to get sneaky, and you don't need to. Again, he's up there. He's gonna swing.
2-2. Trammell takes strike 3. Slider curls in to end the inning, but Yainer Diaz hammers it on.
And then the other was a changeup to a right-handed hitter. In his last start against the Angels, he threw one changeup the entire game to a right-handed hitter. If you go back to his last start against these Astros, he threw one changeup to a right-handed hitter. Like I just feel like that choice was just a lot of better options.
That slider whisks away Smith. Home runs can create loud noises, big thunder, but you don't want it to be on your teammate's nose.
No, you don't. And I mean, I don't think you'd ever hear a thing where Altuve was too tall there, but that way he was too high up there. He got smoked right elbow, right to the nose.
Altuve's like, please never do that again. After the Anthony Volpe, Aaron Judge thing, like we don't need any more of that stuff. Did you ever get hurt in his celebration?
Man,
on the record?
I don't. No, but I will say this. So I did a game, Kendrys Morales, home run, walk-off. For the Angels. Look at this guy, Valdez. So that's 5 straight strikeouts.
He's carving right now.
4 of them were on the swinging curveball. This one was a looking curveball. So he's ended the last 5 on a curveball, 4 of them swinging. He's hot right now.
We've seen it work so well off the sinker. It is vintage Framber Valdez. Yeah, Kendrys Morales got hurt at the plate that.
Yeah, he did. Compound fracture. Jumped at home plate. Celebration. They were all celebrating. Jumped. Lands on the plate. Slipped or something.
Yeah.
Compound fracture of his leg. Changed his career.
Amazing. Sliced foul right side 0-2. Can Framber make it 6 straight strikeouts? Can it be an immaculate inning? 8 pitches, all strikes. 0-2 for Haggerty from Valdez. On the ground to shortstop. No sense of mystery from Haggerty. Dubon will take the out. Framber Valdez is cooking right now. Clawed to within 5 of the Astros. Depending on the result today, that is a pop-up third base. And one away, Josh Smith makes the catch. Our sleeper pick, sponsored by Mattress Firm. Bryce Matthews, the #1 prospect for the Astros. Atascocita High School in Humble, Texas. The H is silent. And he grounds this foul third base side. 0-1 for Matthews. All-state in a couple of sports. And looking for that very first major league hit. He's got the right monogram to be a major league hitter. It's Bryce Andre Matthews. That is BAM.
You liken that with still my favorite, Mookie Lynn Betts.
Yeah.
MLB.
MLB. That's perfect.
Right.
Bryce Matthews' family here taking it in. There is strike 3. DeGrom nicks the corner, and 2 down in the Astros 5th.
Yeah.
Not much you can do with that pitch. Probably off the zone just a touch. The veteran's going to get the call.
Two down, Paredes. Did you get calls when you were a veteran?
No, but I'll tell you what,
No,
1993, I wore it. I'll give you stories about that. That's when there wasn't all these boxes or anything, and the zone could be whatever people wanted it to be.
Grading systems didn't exist.
No, sir.
2 strikes on Paredes. DeGrom looking for a very quick inning. He's at 71 pitches right now. And time called. You see this quite often. You can end up in your own corner after a couple of roundhouses early in a count. And it all happens very quickly in the pitch timer era. Sky high left center field. And that is an 8-pitch inning for Jacob DeGrom. 2-1 Astros. Fans living together in harmony. Corey Seager, strike one. The pitching's been phenomenal. Framber Valdez, Jacob DeGrom combined about 145 pitches, and they are both cruising right now.
Yeah, Valdez really settled down. 21-pitch first inning, and coming into this inning, he had thrown just 50 more to navigate through the last 4 innings.
He's facing Seager, who's got at least 2 hits in 5 straight games. He's been hitless once since June 22nd.
Yeah, he's been on an absolute tear. You look at the last month, and the OPS is well over 1,000.
And he's more than held his own against left-handers, too. I mean, that's the magic of it. When you can hit both sides of pitcher nowadays, you are a hot commodity.
Well, the thing is as hot as he's been in the last month, that still just, puts his numbers at, a 480 slug, a 380 on base, which is, that's great. But that's Corey Seager is, he's one of those guys that's a 3, 4, 5 minimally, 300 average, 400 on base, and 500 slug.
And if the Rangers are going to scale this wall that they have to climb, it is going to be with his kind of offense. Off of Valdez into foul territory. Seager's on his way to second base, and he is going to get there headlong just in time with 2 bases. Framber Valdez gets absolutely rocked with a comebacker, 104 off the bat.
And it looked like it got him on the front part, or is he grabbing the calf? Take a look here. Oof. Seager doing a nice job of hustling out of the box. You see it gets that right leg. He goes down. Seager running around first, stumbles a little bit, but gets his footing and then just beats the throw to second base.
This is going to be an interesting decision. It's his final start before the All-Star break, and they're going to leave him in. Framber Valdez wants to stay in this ball game. That is a tough customer right there. That ball was absolutely annihilated. Joe Espada wants to see a couple pitches here first. So he's going to throw the warm-up tosses, then they'll evaluate. He says he's good. Reading lips, he says he's good. Wow. There's no time to react.
No, but it's a ground ball, and again, I get the exit velocity, but if that's a line drive, I'm not sure he's standing out there still.
He misses ball 1 on Simeon, who's 1 for 2. Rangers have the tying run at second base. There's nobody out in this 6th inning.
Time.
2-0. See how he feels as he comes through this pitch. No visible sign of pain. He just tucks in that sinker right under the thumbs of Marcus Simeon. 2-1.
Looks all right to me. After that pitch, 96 in on the hands.
Two-1 winds in for a strike. Just a parachute breaking ball. 2-2. That combo has been lethal for him over the years. And that's strike 3. That sinker needs an exorcism.
I mean, he's done it a number of different ways. He's gone hard with that sinker in on right-handed hitters. Dropping the backdoor curveball. Throwing it for a strike, throwing it where it looks like a strike, goes out of the zone as a ball, but you still offer at it. But just so difficult to cover both sides of the plate against Valdez. And again, that sinker against a right-handed hitter inside, it freezes you.
And it leads to all those ground balls. I mean, 2 fly ball outs. 2 in the 6th. That's his deal.
Well, the crazy thing is, you go back to his last start against the Dodgers, he gave up 2 home runs.
Yeah. And that is why he is such a special player in this day and age. Because if you look at OPS on baseballs in the air against on the ground, there's a reason people chase strikeouts and ground balls.
I mean, do people's OPS, what is high on ground balls? You know what I'm saying? We just saw a graphic, and the bottom line is he keeps the ball on the ground more than anybody.
Yeah, it's double if you hit it in the air.
Yeah.
That's the whole deal. As a 1-2 is swung through. No chance at a curveball. Strikeout number 10, EK.
Well, Joe Espada telling us beforehand that the curveball really is everything, and for him to have the ability for hitters to swing at a pitch like that, that tells you everything you need to know. I mean, that's really not even a competitive pitch, yet hitters are offering at it.
It leads to his 16th career 10-plus strikeout game. 2 are of Langford, who's in the box right now with a tying run at second. Langford out of tiny Trenton, Florida, a town of about 2,000. That's 1 ball, 1 strike. Not far from Gainesville, where he played his college baseball, as Framber Valdez takes aim at Wyatt Langford. Grounded foul 2 pitches ago. After the delivery, he did hop out of it a little bit, as we're watching with a fine-tooth comb on Valdez, who got hit with a comebacker.
I mean, one of two things, right? It's really bothering him, or he's thinking about it, so he thinks it's bothering him. But the stuff, it hasn't changed.
Crowded out by a sinker, 2-2. That looks like it's going to hit you in one of your metatarsals.
Doing his best flamingo right there, huh?
Yeah. 1 leg. Seager at second. 2-2 for Langford. Way outside. Boy, that's not a miss that we've seen at all tonight. 3-2. It's a rare 3-ball count tonight. Looks like his 3rd tonight. The Astros pen has started to loosen up. Brian King. 3-2, line to left. That's down for a base hit. Altuve is up with it quickly.
Wow. I don't know about that. With 2 outs right there, I'm going to make Jose Altuve throw me out.
Yeah, that.
Right, we're 2-1 ball game. I'm gonna try it. Like, if he throws me out, tip my cap.
I thought for sure that ball was going to have to be a throw home to keep the game from being tied. I thought for sure Tony Beasley was going to send Corey Seager.
100%.
Tomorrow's second leg of the IndyCar race weekend from Iowa. Fastest racing on earth continues tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox. Seager at third. Watch here as Altuve gets the ball.
I mean, just the way that he fields it, I get it that he's not that far out, but I'm challenging Altuve every day of the week right now.
The arm strength is 80 on average, which is well below what you would call elite in Major League Baseball. You're talking in the low 90s you want to have to really say that is a
When you say 80, you don't mean 80 grade, because if you
miles per hour.
Right.
Miles per hour.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You're 100% right. I mean, I tip my cap. I think I got a better chance at him scoring than I do getting another hit off of Valdez.
It's up to Jonah Heim. Langford goes from first, and he is saved. Yainer Diaz had a chance at it. Langford swipes his 15th, and now a base hit could give the Rangers the lead.
Well, this is one of the things that Bruce Bochy was talking about, the way that Langford can impact a game so many different ways. He gets the base hit, he uses his speed, slides to the outer part of the bag. Really a nice job.
That's low. It's 2 balls, no strikes.
So how about this? As well as Valdez has thrown this evening, a base hit, he can find himself trailing by 1.
His offense only has 2 solo homers. Here's a chopper, shortstop, Dupont. Got him. Robert Valdez, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. He navigates the trouble. Cam Smith, Jacob deGrom has been a major leaguer. And so you play as a guy in the show or you watch him on TV. deGrom, by the way, who made his debut in a Yankees-Mets game that was a 1-0 loss, so no pressure kid. Alfonso Soriano, the only RBI in that game. You see young and old, and it is the most beautiful part of Major League Baseball, and we see it every year in the All-Star Game. Not that there's a ceremonial passing of the torch every year, but that is one of the great pieces of the All-Star Game, is the first-timers versus the guys who are there all the time.
Well, it is. I mean, baseball is just it's a resetting of everything. Whether it's a season, you spend all year, pushing that boulder up the hill, and then season ends, and then you spend next year doing the same thing. Here in the All-Star Game, we see the
one of the
he's been
big stories for the Tigers.
That has been a huge acquisition.
Yeah.
That's been huge. That signing, that was big.
Jonah Heim is having to deal with the ramifications of a foul ball off the mask. They're still looking at him here. No matter how much concussion prevention, not like the head injury concussion, but just sort of the concussive behavior of the reverberation, no matter how much you build in, you're still going to feel it. And Jonah Heim takes the brunt of that one. He's feeling it in the jaw, it looks like.
Oh, it's tough as your manager that's coming out there. How many of those do you think he wore behind the plate,
oh, my
right?
Goodness.
I mean, you're not going to get any sympathy from him, but, man, that you can have that position. I mean, the thing that these guys have to go through just to catch every day, to just the wear and tear on your body, the blows you take.
Check swing. And he did go. Strike 3. Clint Vondrack, the first base umpire, ends the at-bat for Cam Smith.
It certainly didn't look in the front.
Normally you just don't see the bat so vertical. That's a tough call from over at first base. As Altuve takes ball 1. Bruce Bochy, talk about wear and tear. He started his career as a Houston Astro, but he was playing at the Astrodome.
Oh, yeah, right.
Forgiving turf.
Right.
They didn't have much of. Little one shot into left center field. Altuve's got a base hit. The MLB.TV All-Star 50% off sale is here. Now available at the low price of $47.99 through July the 13th. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. If you missed it earlier, by the way, in the All-Star game, we're going to have the ABS Challenge system presented by T-Mobile coming up for the All-Star game for the very first time, as Altuve's got a pretty sizable lead over at first. Walker's struck out twice. He takes that high and off the plate, 1-1. Astros would love to add on. You feel like the bullpen is going to be activated in the 7th. Brian King was up and loosening earlier. Still throwing. Two balls and a strike.
Got it. DeGrom trying to execute that slider down and away, induce a ground ball, and let his infield work.
To a guy in Walker who sees a ton of fastballs from the league at 59% fastball. And there's one for him right there, 2-2. There have been years where the league's thrown him over 60% fastball. It's a big number.
Well, and you look at it, though, the last few years, he's done damage, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's you can throw the fastball, but again, with any pitch, it comes down to location.
2-2. That's beautiful location. A fastball to the attic. 2 down. We did mention the automatic ball and strike system. Here is what it's going to look like. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, powered by T-Mobile. Only very quickly, if it does come to regular season play, who the guys are in the clubhouse that love using the challenge system. There will be data on it, and it'll be like, oh, here's another challenge from that guy. The goal is to get it right.
Well, the thing is, what we found in spring training, and there were a few catchers that were right on every time. I mean, right on every time. There were some hitters that would ask for, the challenge, and they were wrong every time, right? So there will be patterns.
I've had catchers say to me this year that they think if automatic ball and strike system came to the league for the full year, they might think about boxing a ball and not framing it to see if they could bait a batter into using a challenge that ends up not being successful. That their framing could lead somebody to challenge to take a challenge away.
Yeah. I mean, it's this strategy that's going to go into how to best utilize that.
Yes.
That's going to be a whole nother department in Major League front offices.
And we're going to see it in the All-Star game with guys from every team deciding on their own, because there's not going to be a team concept. It's not like the managers are going to say, like, hey, here's how we're going to handle challenges. They're not your players.
Yeah, but who's going to be that guy that uses a challenge and then blows it for his team and then, expends them after the second inning?
Every player watching this is saying, I know who that guy's going to be. 3-2, he struck him out. DeGrom tears down Caratini to end.
I mean, he wants 2 pitches back. A misfire on a fastball and then a pitch selection, a changeup, and those are the 2 runs. Quite frankly, the game should probably be tied. I felt like Corey Seager could have scored from second base last inning on a Wyatt Langford base hit to left with 2 outs, but did not. So therefore, Astros are up by 1.
Yeah, they didn't press it. So Brian King on the mound. A lefty who has reverse splits this year, but it's not a whole lot of left-handed at-bats against him. 14 for 37 against him, left on left. So part of that is like, do you let your average lefties hit against him? The answer is typically no. So if you're facing the best lefties, you can give up some numbers in a small sample.
Yeah.
Shack swing. He did go. Strike 3. One down. Framber Valdez are Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike. This curveball was in a world of its own tonight.
It really was. It was elite. Swing and misses, 8 of them. The curveball, I think, for this evening, what made it so difficult, it appeared as a strike, and it didn't stay in the strike zone, yet hitters were still offering.
Which led to his third career 10 strikeout, no walk performance in his major league career. 2-0 on Smith, who does stay in against the left-hander King. Typically at the deadline, everybody says they need a reliever, and a lot of times teams say, well, just like one left-handed reliever. The Astros are rife with lefties. They have 4 of them in the bullpen. Oh, wave and a miss, 2-2. No chance at that broad sweeper. Obi Milner has gotten up along with Jacob Webb in the Texas bullpen. Three and 2. In the air for left field, pretty well struck. Altuve is back there, though, and he makes the catch to the thrill of nearly 40,000 tonight in Houston. This Houston bullpen, third best bullpen ERA, number 1 in walks and hits per inning, colloquially known as WHIP. Jacob deGrom, by the way, has the second best WHIP in Major League history coming into tonight. Just total base runners.
Walks and hits allowed per innings pitched.
Per inning pitch, yeah.
Thus the WHIP moniker.
Yeah, we're good friends, though. I get to call him WHIP. 2 strikes on Duran. Ooh, Phil Cuzzy looked like he was started to ring him up.
Right, I thought he was doing the little back step and ready to shuffle and ring him up, and in between that drop step, he changed his mind.
1-2. That's strike 3, and he gave it the real big ring up. million to aid Central Texas communities. Please visit go.fox/TX flood relief or scan the QR code on your screen to support relief and rebuilding efforts. See the teams wearing shirts before the game today to try to raise awareness for just all of the destruction here in the state of Texas. And thanks to everybody who has donated already. And if you can, go to go.fox/TX flood relief or scan that QR code you saw on the screen. As there is out number one. Jacob Webb is in. He gets a ground ball from Yainer Diaz. And there's one away. DeGrom is out. Webb is in for this 3.61 ERA.
Webb likes to throw the four-seamer and the changeup. That's the predominant pitches. He'll also throw the sweeper 20% of the time. He's not allowed to earn run in June. I'm sorry, July. Still stuck in June.
Season goes fast, man.
Caught up to me the last. I was so locked in on the Valdez and DeGrom not giving up a home run in the month of June, either one of them.
Yeah.
So June, I've just been wanting to say it a couple times. I figured I'd get it out right there.
And if you're selecting your top 12 favorite months, June is on the list for sure. 0-1 is a swing and a miss. Boy, that changeup he throws to left-handers about half the time, and you see it kind of just coasts in. 0-2 is a wave and a miss. Right back to the change. Strike three, 2 down. 8 punch-outs for DeGrom, Jacob. 1 for Webb.
A lot of glove side efficiency, I should say. The slider and the fastball. I mean, that's how he does it. He did try to sneak in a changeup tonight. A right-on-right changeup to Diaz, and he was having none of it. Put it in the seats.
1 right-on-right changeup.
With 2 strikes on him. It was a 1-2 count. Tried to throw a changeup.
It's corked to left field. Pretty well hit and out of here. Another solo home run. This time Mauricio Dubon. It's 3-1 Astros.
This is a sweeper, and you see Dubon, the scissor kick of death. He imitated Altuve right there. That right leg just shot out. He did exactly what Jose has been doing his entire career, and that's hitting balls in the seats out there and left.
So inviting out there. It is the 10th time this year the Astros have at least 3 home runs. They're all solo shots. Honduras' favorite son this time. Dubon goes deep. And Jacob Webb, who, as you said, has rattled off some really nice outings.
Here it is. Call this again. What is this? The
scissor kick of doom.
Oh, doom.
Either way.
It's much more exciting when you see it from the center field camera. The scissor kick of doom. All right.
I mean, we've seen it from a bunch of their guys over the years after Altuve started it. Like, it is definitely a thing for this club.
Well, I feel like that had to originate in a Bruce Lee movie. Right?
Absolutely.
Again, is that another reference? So we've done Match Game,
yep.
Bruce Lee, and Carlos Perez, probably falling on deaf ears everywhere.
The 90s kids, though, are infatuated with this telecast.
90 kids are probably asleep.
1-2. Breaking ball hammered to left field, and this is playable for Haggerty, who runs it down. Whatever the scissor kick is, it can ruin you. In Detroit, the Rangers are 8.5 back. The Angels are kind of loitering back there, as well as Brian Abreu, who's been scoreless in 9 straight appearances, comes out to face Evan Carter, pinch hitting for Haggerty. And Carter is greeted with a firm fastball from Abreu.
On their last 4 games, the Rangers are averaging almost 10 runs a game. 9.7. I want to get technical, but they've scored 7+ in their in 4 straight. One of those games they scored 8. They lost against the Angels.
Yeah, that trip to Anaheim really served that offense well, but Abreu is a buzzsaw out of that Astros bullpen, which is part of the reason to be bullish on Houston in the postseason. Their bullpen's been great. One, two. Oh, wow. Outside corner, thereabouts. Strike 3, 1 away. Our Good Hands play, sponsored by Allstate. We go back to Taylor Trammell, all the way back in inning number.
Option on that, but in his mind, he was always the first.
Talking about him like he's a running back out of the backfield.
Right. Well, that's probably why the other guys didn't want to get anywhere near that play. He was coming hard. Before he get another bat. So Evan Carter struck out on the previous at bat. That pitch looked a little wide. Wasn't exactly excited about it.
No, he wasn't thrilled. Your team, your players, baseball your way. Get personalized highlights and push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app today, just for you, Eric Karros. Whatever alerts you want. We can send them along directly to your phone. Just give us your number.
Let me give that out over there.
That's good. Usually works out well. 1-1 to Seager, and yet another catcher takes the brunt of it. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That streak of multi-hits in a game is
at risk.
At risk.
In peril.
In peril.
He's got 1 hit with the double off of Valdez's body in the 6th. 2-2. I mean, regardless, he's 11 for his last 20. He has tortured opposing pitchers the last couple weeks. Sidestep that. 3-2. Even though the Astros have all the momentum and it was a well-pitched game by both, this is still a 2-run game. Like 1 base
run. Guy, yeah, right. Tying run to the plate if somebody gets on.
Ain't foul, first base side.
I feel, though, this is the inning to do it, right? You've got the top of your lineup starting off. Granted, you're 1 down right now as far as outs.
3-2 heater ends that standoff. Rangers are trying to sneak back to 500. They're 1 game under at 47-48. Texas was last at 500 in mid-June, Eric Karros' favorite month. They're 3 games back of Seattle for that last wild card spot. But the Red Sox have kind of like thieves in the night snuck into that second position. Oh boy, that's a no-go on the swing for Marcus Semien, and the crowd is less than thrilled. They were so cheerful moments ago, singing Deep in the Heart of Texas and catching peanuts and Cracker Jack.
Let's take a look at it here. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So that, he's
yelling at
had
me
a couple
for?
calls tonight, and they've all been swings.
Well, Phil Cuzzy having some words with the Astros bench, and I believe he just said, "What are you yelling at me for?" Which...
Well, because he could have called it a strike.
He could have, yeah, he could have.
He could have just called it a strike.
I don't know how Clint's going to feel about that.
That was, that was a tough one there.
He's gotten them all right at first base.
He has been, except for that one.
Other than that one. High fly ball, deep left field. Altuve does not move. Way out of here for Marcus Semien, and it's 3-2.
Now they're really hot, right? Because that changes the whole at-bat. Instead of being ahead in the count, you're behind in the count. Pitch sequencing is different. It was clearly a missed call. But still, Marcus Semien takes advantage of it and absolutely annihilates this pitch. That thing was up by the train tracks. Came off the bat at 105. Look where this thing lands.
Yeah, that is to the train tracks.
So now we're talking about one swing of the bat, right? As far as tying things up, it just feels like, I don't know, Valdez felt like he pitched better. He did. He only gave up one run, but it just felt like that Texas offered nothing against Valdez. And, you look at Houston, they hit some home runs, so you just...
One unearned run was it against Valdez, and now Adolis Garcia is hearing it from everybody in Houston 3 times more as there is ball one. He got booed his first 3 at-bats, and he gets booed here by the Astros fans, but that was a beehive of boos. Marcus Semien almost gestured to Garcia as he walked by him in that celebration like, you go do it now.
It's easy to make that request after you just did it.
That's correct. He wanted to. Elevated fastball, 1-1. Two and one on Garcia. Fastball just tailed away from his barrel enough. 2-2. Nearly 40,000 here tonight. 2-2. Garcia flies it to right center. And that is all she wrote for Texas in the 8th. Smith puts it away, but Marcus Semien draws the Rangers half.
Throws that about 50% of the time. Throw a four-seamer and curve as well.
Up on a fastball there, 2-0 as Evan Carter moves into center field, bumping Wyatt Langford to left after Carter pinch hit for Haggerty in the top of the 8th. That's a strike. Just nicking the corner with a slider, 2-1. Paredes, Smith, Altuve. As that 2-1 was nasty. Looping curveball, 2-2.
Yeah, Luke got nicked up a little bit against the Angels. His last outing, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, gave up a home run. Trying to right himself tonight.
It's just touched foul. Speaking of All-Stars, there is Josh Hader getting loose. He's hoping to have a little bit more than a 1-run lead. You mentioned Jackson's last outing, EK. He also gave up 2 earned runs in San Diego on the road trip without getting an out. And the outing before that, he gave up a run to the Mariners in a 12-inning loss as well for Texas. So a big inning for him, not only in this game, but just to right the ship.
Well, just to clear some headspace, right? I mean,
this is a long journey to the postseason or not. You need everybody at their best as much as possible. As there's Cam Smith on deck, 3-2, and that is ball 4. It's a leadoff walk. Everything's been solo homers for the Astros tonight, EK.
but it's puts it out in the Crawford box.
Ball 1 from Jackson here to Cam Smith. This is, to that point, 3 solo homers. This is the first time the Astros have had the leadoff man on all game. And it's Paredes, who's in that one spot with the injury to Jeremy Pena, and they're hopeful that it's sooner rather than later for Pena to come back to play on the infield for the Astros. Two 2-0. Right at shortstop. Seager starts it. Simeon turns it. That's a double play. 6 and 4 and 3 off the bat of Cam Smith. 2 down. 8 power hitters, 3 rounds, 1 champion. Who will take home the title? Submit your picks for the T-Mobile Home Run Derby. Pick 'em and you could win $100,000. Restrictions apply. See rules and enter at MLB.com/HRD-Pick'em. Byron Buxton is pretty scary.
Okay.
He's slugging like 1,500 middle this year. Like it's or OPSing 1,500 middle. Like it is a ridiculous number that he's doing in the middle of the plate. You?
I like James Wood just because I don't think there's any part of the field that he can try and yank things and pull everything, or he can flip it out to left center. I mean, but I like the Buxton pick because that is crazy battle.
When he's healthy, he's one of the best players in the game.
For sure.
But, we're not saying Cal Raleigh because you're not supposed to pick the guy who's nearly 40 homers. Right. But, I'd probably take Cal Raleigh if you asked me who I was going to take. Here's Altuve. First pitch off the plate. That's a big double play for Jackson, by the way.
Certainly is. Well, and it's interesting. The Astros are ahead tonight, 3-2. The Astros have had one at-bat with runners in scoring position tonight. They're 0 for 1 runners in scoring position. The Texas Rangers, on the other hand, 1 for 9.
And that's what leads to 4 runs across on solo homers. The one unearned run in the first inning on a wild pitch. Everything else has been solo homers both ways.
Rip.
There's a strike on a slider. The Rangers will have Langford, Heim, and Higashioka scheduled in the top of the 9th. Altuve sinks with a called strike that dismayed the Astros fans here. Jose's going to marinate in it for a moment. And then do the limbo out of the way of that breaking ball. 3-2. Hard to tell what the crowd disapproved of more, the strike call or the ball near his chin. 3-2 coming. Tipped into the glove, strike 3. It's a 1-run game between the Rangers. Including a grand slam to Angel Martinez 4 days ago here. He's been great in save situations. The all-star closer delivers a first pitch that's fouled away by Wyatt Langford. A slider to him to start the 9th as Taylor Trammell moves over to left. Kennedy Corona is into center. Altuve out of the ballgame for defensive purposes. 0-1, rips the plate, nothing in 2. No fastballs yet for Langford.
No, he dropped that changeup right there, 90 miles an hour.
Oh, 2, punch foul. Langford just trying to fight his way out of the corner right now. This is since 2017 for Josh Hader, the former Milwaukee Brewer, now Houston Astro. One of the best in baseball.
Coming in, he wants to know.
This is his third team he's made an all-star team with. Milwaukee, San Diego, now Houston. On 1-2 for Langford. Oh, wave and a miss. A dastardly slider from Hader is the 15th strikeout for the Astros staff tonight.
Well, we've seen the Houston pitchers, specifically Valdez and now Hader, get the Rangers to offer it breaking balls that are bouncing well before they reach a catcher. Texas just been unable to lay off those pitches.
First one is a little bit in, ball one to Jonah Heim. It started right from Jump Street with Framber Valdez and that curveball. 2-0, he goes off speed away. Took a little off that. So 2 balls, no strikes on Heim.
Well, and remember, you go back to that first inning, that was a 21-pitch inning for Valdez, and he found himself in trouble. And he gave up a run and was able to wiggle out with runners on second and third.
2-1, so 1 down, bases cleared. Yeah, that was the best opportunity the Rangers have had to put up a big inning.
How about that? Houston pitchers. Talk about efficiency.
Second time they've done that this year. 15 strikeouts, no walks. As he's peppering him with sinkers. 2-2.
All right.
It's also a season high for Rangers hitters, 15 strikeouts.
Well, again, and they're in the midst of this offensive onslaught.
2-2, tried to wrap it around outside. That was the changeup. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Won't be easy tomorrow either, right? Hunter Brown
Hunter Brown.
The Astros. Evaldi for the Rangers.
Houston kid, Nathan Evaldi. 3-2, served foul again. He went to his first breaking ball against Jonah Heim. If you're Texas, you have 2 games, including this one, before the break. You're 8.5 back. A big spot against the Astros. 3-2. In the air, right field side, arching foul, out of play. 8 games left this year. Rangers and Astros coming into play tonight. And if you are Texas and you can rattle off a bunch in a row, however you got to do it, you're right back in this thing.
Well, I think if you're Texas, you're just trying to stockpile wins. And
to shortstop. Mauricio Dubon. Solid play. 2 down. This bullpen has been great for Houston, and that's part of the reason they're 10 over in 1-run games.
Yeah, you compare that to last year. They were 9 under. And, you know, the 1-run ball game, a win is a win is a win. I get all that. But to win the 1-run ball games, those are morale boosters in the clubhouse as well.
You can feel it, right?
You can't quantify it, but yes, you can feel it. And there's something there, because when you lose a 1-run game, there's a lot of, oh, man, if we would have done this, we would have done that, we would have. But Houston definitely on the right side so far this year.
Football wraparound slider, 1 ball, 1 strike on Higashioka. I mean, we're talking about a dozen and a half guys on the injured list for the Astros. They have weathered that marvelously under Joe Espada. 2 balls and a strike. He did not go.
I mean, as you mentioned, what the Houston has done has really been remarkable, and they have to be excited with where they're at. You know, Pena, hopefully right around the corner. Jordan, hopefully around the corner. Got some pitchers that should be ready soon, or at least are trending back. And, who's to say Dana Brown doesn't make a move?
Yeah. A lot of their farm system is up in the majors right now as the 3-1 is swung on and belted high and deep. Left field to the warning track and the wall, and this ball is out of here. Higashioka ties the game at the last moment for Texas.
Look at that Texas dugout, too. All business. All business. Higashioka just to continue to battle and gets that fastball, and he just beats Hader to the spot.
His 61st career home run in 9 years in the big leagues. I mean, we're talking about 7 a year. And now Hader has given up a home run in 3 of his last 4 outings. This is his first blown save of the year. And it comes on a 3-1 annihilation of a baseball by Kyle Higashioka of Texas. 2-2 on Smith.
Well, so how about Hader? 2 earned runs in April. 1 earned run in May. He's given up 5 in July.
That is surprising to say the least for Astros fans who are so used to him walking in and then heading for the exits with a smile on their faces. That's off of Hader, trickling to second, and the throw not in time from Matthews. Smith beats it out.
Thank you.
He does have 8 stolen bases this year. He's at first. 2 away. The Rangers are not done.
I mean, if Hader just lets that thing go, it's a ground ball to the second baseman. He tries to make a somewhat a no-look play. Now he finds himself in a little bit of a jam here.
"24 pitches for Hader, but the one he wants back is this one, which is a home run in 1 of 30 Major League ballparks.
We're playing in it. I said he just beats him to the spot. Higashioka does with that fastball is up and in, and doesn't swing hard, just gets to the barrel there and lofts that thing into the seats.
There is strike 1 to Ezekiel Duran. Smith over at first. His first move was back toward first base as Hader was coming to the plate. Smith trying to time him up over at first. And Duran 0-2.
You'd like to run, but you also have to play for the next inning. And quite frankly, you don't want Duran leading off the next inning.
Bennett Sousa is up in the Astros bullpen just in case this goes much longer or for the 10th that you're talking about. And they'll throw to first. Smith on the move. There's nobody covering, and he'll take second base. Walker didn't make the throw. Smith gets a stolen base of second.
Well, watch Walker. He'll double clutch. He doesn't get the ball cleanly out of his glove. And once he doesn't make the transfer, he just decides to eat it.
Oh, 2. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. That's that. 4th strikeout for Duran. But Kyle Higashioka. Ninth. And the right-hander Chris Martin is the 39-year-old for the Texas Rangers. Fires a first pitch strike past Christian Walker, who struck out 3 times tonight. Very nice season for Martin in his second go-round with the Rangers. Walker looks at a strike, 0-2. If there were a 10th, it would be the top of the order for Texas. How about this? Resilience from the Rangers.
I mean, they certainly have had some opportunities tonight. It came down to the hitter with 2 outs in Higashioka. As you mentioned, this is the only place that ball would clear the fence.
But that is the place we're playing tonight.
Yeah, it is true.
The Astros know it very well. 2-2. That's a fly ball for left field. 1 away. Wyatt Langford squeezes the first out of the 9th inning.
Now, Texas has had their opportunities too. 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. But the kicker, that Houston has just mounted nothing tonight. 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. You mentioned it's been the one swing of the bat. 3 different times.
The only shot they had was 2 on, 2 out, 2nd inning.
Yeah.
Caratini takes a strike. 5 hits for the Astros. 3 solo homers, 2 singles. Where have all the doubles gone?
Got time.
Faded and faded and kept cutting into him. 0-2. Astros have 5 walk-off wins this year. It would have to be a walk-off win tonight if they're gonna. 0-2. Towards shortstop and down. It's a base hit. A paratrooper from Caratini. 1 on, 1 out.
All right. Going to get a runner here.
Zach Short pinch running for Caratini, the well-traveled former 17th round pick of the Cubs. It's up to Yainer Diaz, who's already homered tonight.
Got a change up earlier in the ball game. Hit it out to left field.
Oh, he wanted to finish this deal right there. Back in the 4th.
Yeah, this is that pitch DeGrom offered.
Oh, 1 is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yainer Diaz, who's done a great job trying to knock down those ground balls. Made a concerted effort to hit the ball in the air more this year. Got a runner at first, 1 out. That's skyward into left field. Wyatt Langford is underneath out number 2.
Okay, so let's see if Houston can match Texas. They're down to their last hitter before we head into extras.
Taylor Trammell, one of those guys who has filled in admirably. Great defensive play in center tonight. And he grounds this ball to second base. Simeon collects the final out of regulation. The Rangers do send it to extras. We'll go to the 10th next. Bennett Sousa is on. And because lefties only have 5 hits against him all year, the Rangers will pinch hit Jake Berger for Evan Carter, and they'll deal with the defense thereafter. You can move Duran to the outfield. But former White Sox, Bennett Sousa and Jake Berger doing battle here in the 10th inning with the runner Duran at second base.
Sousa likes the slider four-seam guy. Throw the slider a little bit more often.
First one is a strike. All arms and legs headed your way if you're Jake Berger from his former teammate. Sousa wants a strikeout here. He's got the lefty Seager next, and it is Corey Seager. He is a fantastic player, but the left on left is an advantage for Sousa.
Absolutely, and all you're trying to do, whether it's a strikeout or not, you just want to leave that runner at second base. That is the key.
Oh, and 2, Berger at the plate. Duran at second. There is the strikeout. Sousa punches out Berger, 1 away. Let's go back to the home run in the 9th inning for Kyle Higashioka, because you play to your ballpark. That's the ballpark you're in.
You got to make sure you're in off the plate.
Seager, a cue shot, foul. Now, here's an interesting matchup. You have Seager, who is slugging nearly 600 on breaking balls overall, righty and lefty. And you have Sousa, who loves spinning the hits, that slider to lefties. Oh, 1.
But I'm glad you made a point of, yes, he slugs or hits well against sliders, but it's not this slider from this man.
Correct.
Right here,
Correct. Oh, and 2 from Sousa. That's upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Seager's used to it. He's seen more than half of the pitches from left-handers this year have been breaking balls. He does have 5 home runs left on left. But again, this one guy, this one moment, is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. The bottom just dropped totally out of that slider. A gravity ball for strikeout number 18 for the Astros staff.
Right, and all sliders are not created equal, and all sliders are not coming out of the same arm slot. So again, it's such a generalization when you're looking at these numbers, and you really have to get into the weeds to where it really makes an impact.
Bennett Sousa has been a wonderful find for the Astros in this bullpen.
Well, that's the thing you mentioned earlier in the game. 4 left-handers coming out of this bullpen?
4 lefties.
And all offering something a little different.
Yeah, both stuff and arming.
Right.
That's right at third. Paredes ends the inning. Duran didn't move. Astros can win it next.
dysfunctional, but still inseparable. Yeah, we just never get it right. You're playing games with me and my sympathy, but not enough to say goodbye. Oh, 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 we stick together, but I know, it isn't for the better. No, that's just how we dance, with liquid confidence. We find each other every night. But if I were to let you go, if I would pack my bags and leave without you and be out there on my own, then I would fall into pieces, fall into pieces. Oh, 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 I would fall into pieces, fall into pieces. Oh, 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 I would fall into pieces, fall into pieces. So here we go again, with silly arguments that always end up in a fight. But we can still pretend that this will never end. We just make up and let it slide. Oh, 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 we stick together, but I know, it isn't for the better. No, that's just how we dance, with liquid confidence. We find each other every night. But if I were to let you go, if I would pack my bags and leave without you and be out.
Osuna is into left. Langford moves back to center field and a pivot to second base. Garcia does get more swing and miss than the average major league pitcher, but he has given up his share of base runners compared to the rest of his career. They'll show bunt here and get it down beautifully done by Dubon. He is out, but the runner Trammell advances to third. And they're going to hit for Bryce Matthews. Cooper Hummel will bat.
Good job by Dubon. Puts it in a nice spot. Only plays at first base. All right, Texas going to play with their infield in here. Bringing their outfield into a depth where they can throw the runner out at the plate. If you're up at the plate right now, all you're doing is you're trying to look for something up in the zone. Thinking right center, as Garcia likes to work that arm side of the plate, especially against right-handers. He'll throw that fastball and changeup out there. The slider, he'll try to come in. But again, if I'm up at the plate right now, I'm looking for something up and out over the plate, and my visual is right center.
The man doing that is Cooper Hummel, who's in his 107th Major League game. He hits for Matthews, who's in his second Major League game, so this doubles his veteran status on the Astros bench. His fourth Major League team, Cooper Hummel, looking for a moment for a keepsake for his Astros, and he swings through that. The throw to third is late on Trammell.
But it was a good try. It was a good try.
Who's down. Trammell down for a moment. He'll pry himself up. Cooper Hummel has one career sacrifice fly. The outfield trying to keep him from doing it again, and there's a swing and miss. Garcia blows a fastball by him, 0-2.
So all you're trying to do at the plate right now is catch the ball with your barrel. You don't have to hit it hard. You don't have to try and drive it out of the park. Again, both those pitches have been away, and he's looked like he's trying to drive something off the wall.
He takes there, and a daring take just above the zone. This was Valdez versus DeGrom. Now it's the bullpens. 1-2. Hummel takes in the dirt. He says to Trammell, hang on. 2-2. Houston has 5 walk-off wins this year. They've been an outstanding home team this season with so many moving parts. 2-2 on Hummel. Fouled away off the net. On May 31st, his rookie year, Cooper Hummel walked off the Atlanta Braves with Arizona. 3 teams later, he swings through strike 3. 2 down. Garcia, an enormous punch out.
Good job by Garcia. Climbed the ladder a little bit, got Hummel to chase. Hummel on the flip side, he's up there, he's swinging. And you don't need it. You have the infield in. All you're trying to do is make contact. And he never even shortened up the 2-strike swing.
Comes Mike Maddox. You have Paredes next and Cam Smith to follow. The rookie.
Well, you've got 2 issues here. Paredes is probably the most disciplined hitter on this Astros team. So you're thinking, all right, do we really want to pitch to him or do we want to go after the rookie? Well, you're going after the rookie in name, but you look at the rookie hitting with runners in scoring position this year. He's talking it over, trying to figure out, like, what are you most comfortable doing? But you either go after him or you don't. The last thing you want to hear when you're out there on the mound, well, go after him, but be careful. Don't give him anything good to hit.
Also worth noting, Jonah Heim is a good catcher, but he's not been an elite blocker in his career. Winning run at third. Paredes the batter. First one misses the corner. Remember, Jose Altuve is out of this ballgame as well for defensive purposes, so his spot will come up in 2 batters, but it won't be him.
Good.
Garcia pipes a strike, 1-1. Left side and caught. Seager makes the play. We head to the 11th, deep in the heart of Texas. Dubon over at second. Marcus Semien, the runner at second base. The benches are running thin. The patience is as well. Garcia down for a base hit into left. Here comes Semien. He is there. Garcia on his way to second. He's safe as well. The Rangers have the lead. One pitch into the 11th inning. He's been booed all night and all series, and Adolis Garcia comes through in a big way.
Yeah, Garcia does a great job. Jumps on the first pitch. Houston, they further the issue, though. It's a bad defensive play. There's no play at the plate. And they let this ball go through. And once they decide to do that, Garcia picks that up. He gets down to second base. So now they're in the exact same spot, and it is imperative for Texas to get another run here.
With Wyatt Langford, who had 4 hits piled up last night. He's got a single in the 6th this evening.
I mean, he's got one job to do, and that's get the runner to third. If he gets him in, that's just gravy, but he has got to get him to third base.
0-2. Jonah Heim is next. He is one of the better contact hitters in the lineup for Texas. 0-2. Langford gets a small piece of it, just clicking it off of Yainer Diaz. The Astros, by the way, have burned the designated hitters, so Bennett Sousa is in the order in the 9 spot now, with Short staying in defensively and Dubon moving to second. Each team has just one bench player left. Langford, foul. Wyatt Langford is the only player in baseball to homer off of Bennett Sousa this year.
No, he can't get greedy right now. He's just got to make contact and move Garcia to third.
On 0-2. On the ground, scorched to third, and it does not move the runner over. Paredes handles Langford. Adolis Garcia, who made a great diving catch in right field earlier, is wearing fluorescents to help him throttle baseballs like this.
Well, look at that. So this is interesting. So he's doing the congratulatory to the dugout, and I'm fired up. Unfortunately, he caught himself again and realized the throw was getting through and got himself to second base.
It's a great point. He had to go into full overdrive then to make sure he made it to second.
I mean, I get it. You're excited, but do the celebrating when the play is over. Everybody's watching the guy run around third going home. They don't see you celebrating anyhow, so.
He's very fortunate that didn't cost him. As now Jonah Heim has fouled a ball off his body after taking one off the mask a couple innings ago. I mean, that is world weary if I've ever
that's
seen.
why, when you see catchers, if they do anything offensively, that's gravy. And so when you look at guys like Will Smith with the Dodgers, or Cal Raleigh, obviously the season he's having, or any of those guys that do anything offensively after the beating they take behind the plate, that's just extra tip of the cap.
Does it hurt worse than your chin?
It's a position where you just don't see guys play like 120 games anymore.
120. I mean, I remember Mike Piazza playing 140, 150 games.
Yeah. 0-2, pivot to second.
You talk about a day off, and Tommy Lasorda, Hall of Fame manager, would say Johnny Bench, Hall of Fame catcher for the Reds. He used to catch 150. He never wanted a day off. Nice block.
That was just the second ball Bennett Sousa's thrown tonight. Tell me how Johnny Bench caught 160 games in 1974. Played 160 games. I mean, that's
Insane,
wild.
right? Yeah.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. A slider that just never really got there. 2 down. That's the 19th strikeout for Astros pitching to tie a season high from early in the year against the Mariners. And here's the guy who's pushed this thing to extra innings. On a 3-1 pitch with 2 out in the top of the 9th, Kyle Higashioka. A solo home run. He takes high here, ball 1. Let's reminisce, shall we?
Inside this ballpark. Short left field, and Higashioka took advantage of it. You know, this game, it feels like Houston should be ahead by 3 or 4 runs, and yet, you know, Texas is ahead right now. And, you know, this is a team that came in the other day from Anaheim, got in at 4 or 5 in the morning, came out and beat Houston last night. I mean, they have been resilient.
Chopper to third. Paredes has to hustle, and he got it over there to beat Higashioka. To retire the side, but Adolis Garcia will see.
Two for 20 with runners in scoring position. Texas, 2 for 17. Houston, 0 for 3. They're going to have some opportunities right here.
Right out of the gate. Bottom 11, first pitch outside from Robert Garcia. Both he and Souza have thrown the 10th and the 11th for their teams. Off the plate away. It's 2-0. Jose Altuve out of the game for a defensive replacement a couple of innings ago. His spot is next with Kennedy Corona occupying it. 36 homers against the Rangers for Altuve. Corona, 3 plate appearances in the majors. 3-1 for Smith. And it makes Smith's at bat even more important. If he walks, you could bunt Corona if you wanted to. Three-one. Way upstairs, ball 4, and now Joe Espada has a lot of choices.
So it's funny, we talked to him before the game, and we were just talking about bunting, and he said he doesn't like to do it, but situation calls for it. He'll look at it. I think right now you have to bunt. I don't even think it's a question. You bunt, you move the runners over. Then they walk Christian Walker, and Caratini comes up to the plate.
Time.
I knew that. I was testing to see if you were listening to me.
2-on. Nobody out. First pitch, low and in, ball 1. Corona, Walker, short to follow. 2-on, nobody out. Kennedy Corona, who initially signed with the Mets out of Venezuela, now an Astro in his debut season, shows bunt. Throw down to second is not in time. It's 2-0 on Corona, and now
I don't change. I've got it. I'm still having him bunt. At the very least, I'm going to make Garcia throw a strike.
Corners are in. 2-0. That misses inside. Now 3 balls, no strikes.
Again, I'm squaring around to bunt. I'm pulling out the little league stops right now. Waving the bat, trying to drop all 4.
He did. 4 straight out of the zone. Bases loaded for the Astros. It's a slow walk out to the mound for Bruce Bochy. Kobe Milner has been up and loosening. The Astros trailing by a run, but maybe not for long.
Do you guys make your own?
It was Nolan Schanuel on Monday in a 5-all tie in Anaheim. Now it's Christian Walker in a 1-run game, so there's a little leeway to not lose, but not much at all. Bases loaded for Walker, who has 3 career walk-offs. Milner misses downstairs, ball 1.
Walker hitless tonight with 3 strikeouts. I feel like this at-bat, though, is an at-bat to the situation. Like, he's not up there just trying to lift and separate right now.
Thank you.
His job is to keep the ball off the ground, shoot something to right center. See the outfield, especially in center field, very shallow.
That's upstairs, 2-1. This bullpen generally has been great at not walking guys. They have the 3rd best walk rate in Major League Baseball, but now they're in the thick of it because of 2 free passes. 2-1 in the air for center field and playable. And that will tie the game. A sac fly for Christian Walker evens us at 4. Langford didn't have a chance at Paredes, but the runners are still at first and second, and there's 1 out.
Right, the Rangers have to be relatively pleased with that because, again, the runners don't advance as far as moving to second and third. You've got a double play in order, 1 pitch away from getting out of it. I mean, there could have been a whole lot worse happening right there. And now Milner just has to make some pitches, get a ground ball.
Wave and a miss. Zach Short, the well-traveled utility player who's been with the Mets and the Red Sox and Atlanta and now Houston after 3 years in Detroit. Right side, that's a base hit. And Zach Short takes the Astros to the finish line. This clubhouse full of best supporting actors, when so many stars have been injured, continues to keep the Astros in first place.
So the Astros doing it with flair right there. They had not had a hit tonight with a runner in scoring position. They saved it till the end. Best for last as they walk off the Rangers in 11.
The Rangers down to their final out, tied the game in the 9th, but Zach Short saws one off to win.
Saws one off, shoots it down the right field line. Again, 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. We go back to the previous half inning. Rangers had gone ahead by 1, had a man on second, nobody out. Cannot score him, cannot do anything, comes back to bite him. The Astros win the ball game.
You talk about the definition of a team concept, what the Astros have done to not only stay afloat, but create some distance.
Well, creating distance, and one of these things, too, with these guys being hurt, other guys are getting opportunities, and that will benefit the Astros come the stretch run and the postseason.